Hey everyone, it's Heather. It is week 5 here at Bikram Yoga Teacher Training. So we are just past the halfway mark. We've made it through so far. So we have another 4 weeks to go in the training process. And week 5 and week 6, if you talk to people who have been to trainings in the past, one of the things you learn is that week 5 and week 6 is when it tends to get a little bit crazy, and it's usually a breakdown week for many people, and also because it's a halfway point, and then also it's the week where things get a little crazy and a little intense. So you're typically kept up really late, which is what happened to us this week. We had a few. Actually, more than a few. We had quite a few late nights this week, so we didn't get much sleep. But we got to see some really awesome, kick-ass Hindi movies, and a little bit more of the Mahabharata. Quite a bit of movie action and late night lectures this week. But it was awesome. It was pretty good. The movies, which I wrote about on my other blog, my personal blog, On Common Ground. There's this Hindi actor that we all love, especially the girls. We all love. I can't pronounce his first name. I think it's pronounced Hrithik Roshan. Roshan is his last name. And he's this Hindi actor who comes from a family of, movie professionals in India. And he is just absolutely gorgeous. And he is typically the star, the main theme in every movie that we watch. And he is delicious to look at. So beautiful and so funny. And, we've watched quite a few movies from his early work, from 10 years ago to some of his more recent stuff, and he's actually quite a very good actor. But it's always fun. So it's not that bad. The late night movies aren't that bad when we get to see a Roshan film, because it's at least eye candy. It's going to be beautifully shot, and he's going to have many, many scenes where he's topless or where his biceps are bulging, and you get to see him. So it's not that bad. The classes have been really good. My body is really starting to open up here in week 5. I was struggling. My practice actually started to suck from what it usually is back home. Practice for the first few weeks actually was sucking. And this week, though, things have really opened up. In the morning classes are always tough. You're tired. Your body is just not in a good place, and especially when you haven't had much sleep. And you've been sitting all night in these awful chairs. So you wake up in the morning and you go to yoga. And there was one point this week on Wednesday where we'd been kept up late the night before. And we're all, we're in half moon, and we've just done the back bending part. And then we all go forward to do the hands to feet part, where you grab your feet from behind, your heels from behind, with all 5 fingers touching each other, and your elbows wrapped around your calf muscles. But we all bend forward to go down and do that part. And there was a collective groan across the entire yoga room. Everybody's like, oh, because it felt so, your joints and your muscles were just aching. So, and that was the start of the class, and we were all groaning. So that was a tough class. And the morning classes have been pretty tough, but the afternoon classes, especially when Bikram's been teaching, those classes rock. Between his energy and his humor and just the way he keeps things going and stuff, they're awesome classes. He is a fun person to practice with, to teach and stuff. I was always thought I might be a little bit intimidated practicing in a boss class, but I'm not really. I'm intimidated, and I want to do the postures when he tells you to do them, but I always end up having a really great class with him. So, and my practice again has really started to kick ass, especially in the balancing series. Standing head to knee has always been a problem for me. I really can't kick out. But that's getting better. But standing bow, which I've always had a pretty good standing bow, but lately, though, the whole idea in standing bow, where you're supposed to be stretching forward and kicking up as hard as you can with your back leg to balance, they say in the dialogue that you can balance forever if you simultaneously stretch forward and kick back. You can balance forever. And what a lot of us have started to realize is that's not just bullshit. You actually can balance forever in that posture, and I'm able to hold standing bow perfectly for both sides for the entire time for both sets. So the body is really starting to open up and say, hey, hello, you can do this. Your body is supposed to do this, and it actually is possible. So, and then balancing stick, oh my gosh, That's just, I'm holding it forever and perfectly straight, not too high, not a broken umbrella either way, up or down, and the body's really starting to open. So it's been great. The practice has been really great this week. I'm really hoping that it maintains this way for the rest of the next 4 weeks, because I love what my body's doing right now in class. This week we did get a little bit further in Posture Clinic. We did 4 postures. We did, I did triangle, standing, separate leg, head to knee, and then tree pose and toe stand, and got them all really good. One person asked from last week, they said, if you, in Posture Clinic, when you're reciting the dialogue, if you really bomb if you really bomb your dialogue, do you get to make it up next week, or are you graded? We're not really technically graded. What they look at is more trends, so okay, if at the beginning of the dialogue when we first started doing posture clinics, were you doing really well? And, now are you starting to suck? Or, are you not able to grasp the dialogue? Are you just not really, doing as well as you were before? Because that's an indicator of, okay, something's going on with you and they need to check in with you and see, how are you studying? Is there something emotionally that's going on that you're not able to get the dialogue, et cetera, et cetera. But, if you were, for lack of a better word, if you were sucking at the beginning and having trouble and now you're kicking ass, that's, that shows a trend that you're improving and that you're getting this. Because what they notice is if people haven't really gotten any better, if they've struggled the entire way and it hasn't improved, like if it's not an improved kind of struggle, they do pull you aside and give you extra attention and extra help with the dialogue. So, because the point is to get everybody to graduate, to have everybody be a really kick-ass, Bikram teacher, or at least on the path to becoming a kick-ass Bikram yoga teacher before they, when they graduate from here. And, if you're not at that point, they are going to pull you aside and help you. They're not going to scold you or anything, but they will help you out, which is great. So it's helpful. So that's what they're looking at in Posture Clinic is, are you able to connect with the bodies? Are you able to get the dialogue mostly correct, and actually say what you're supposed to say? And are you doing, the correct things? Are you making up words that completely don't make sense with the dialogue? Are you getting the dialogue mostly right? And are you connecting with the bodies? Are you looking at them? Are you seeing if there are people who aren't doing it correctly, or, people are doing it improperly? So Posture Clinic's been great this week, and we did get through 4 postures, and we really don't have that much left. I'm thinking that we'll be done with Posture Clinic by the end of week 7, maybe early week 8, because we're going very quickly. And if we have Posture Clinic every day and people are really excited and gung-ho to get up there and actually, show their posture or to recite the posture and stuff. So we're very efficient. Everything that we do here is extremely efficient, and I think it's a sign of the staff that we have managing teacher training here, who are all volunteer. They're volunteer staff, but they just have their shit together, and it's making things go what feels like to us so smoothly. But yeah, week 5 has been great. We got through it. It's a halfway point. I haven't seen my husband in 5 weeks. I really miss him. Gonna be talking to him later today. But yeah, I have a feeling that these next 4 weeks are going to really fly by. And then I'm going to be like, holy shit, I have to go stand on a podium and teach a class back at home and stuff. So, which I've already sort of reached out to my studio and said, hey, is it possible? Can I come back? Because I didn't want to assume that I could come back and teach there. But it seems like it's a good indication that I can, especially if I'm continue to focus on the dialogue, because the studio that I do practice at is very strict dialogue. You do not go off the dialogue. You teach the dialogue, which is how it should be, in my opinion. And so hopefully that'll happen in early December or maybe late November if there's room for me. But yeah, so things are going great. We have another week left. And I just wanted to point out, give a big prop or a big shout out to our favorite snack here at Teacher Training, which Trader Joe's hates us because we go in there and we just buy the entire supply that they have every weekend. But at Trader Joe's, roasted seaweed, it's better than potato chips. It's yummy. It's basically little nori seaweed sheets with some sea salt on them, and one little package is 60 calories, the entire package. And so you eat one of these and you're all set. But then they're 99 cents at Trader Joe's. I wish we had Trader Joe's in Toronto, even though I know they wouldn't be 99 cents at Trader Joe's in Toronto. They're delicious. They're amazing. If you live near Trader Joe's, you need to go in and you need to try this because they are amazing. Eat them plain or sprinkled on salad or something. Delicious. Or rice. Amazing. But roasted seaweed. Trader Joe's, you should try it. But yeah, that's it for this week. If you have any questions, submit them to me because I love answering questions about teacher training. But until then, just send us great energy, guys, and I'll talk to you later.